Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhar Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannatha Bābājī Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Rupanu Varya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shikor Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Naam Acharya Shila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gora Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jai Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Jai Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Dait Madhav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Jai Nityalala Pravishram Vishnupad Śrīla Akinchana Krishnadas Bābājī Mahārāja ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All right, we'll do a short Mangala Charan and then begin. Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Koriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanaya Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udhritya Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Kahana Sukhang Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanagarananda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinora Parang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smara Gaura Gadadara Keli Kalang Bhava Gaura Gadadara Pakshachara Shrinu Gaura Gadadhara Charu Kathang Pajagodrumakanana Kunja Vidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptashcha Kamadittaranga Madhe Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charana Ravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji. Oh, and it looks like my dad's there. Haribo, Dad and Mom, Rishabh Prabhu and Nishchinta Devi, and Manjari Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Guru Nishta Prabhu, and yeah, Haribo, everybody. Anita Mukesh just disappeared. Okay. So, and on YouTube and Facebook, Dandavat Pranams, everybody watching. I don't see any comments yet, but I'm guessing, okay, Meena Podal, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, and Raseshwari Mataji, Indira Mataji, and whoever else is watching, Dandavat Pranams, and also Pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, Haribol. So, we are pausing our reading of Sweet, Sweeter, Sweetest for a couple days, because well, yes, so that we can celebrate today, Akinchana Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja's disappearance day, and then tomorrow is Śrīla Bhakti Santa Gosvāmī Mahārāja's appearance day. So, yeah, so that we could celebrate those 2 days, and also that will make it so that we can have our last reading on the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Gosvāmī Mahārāja, which is coming up in just a few days. Oh, and some good news. The author of the book, Bhakti Surit Paramadvaiti Maharaj, he agreed to come on our program here, so we can hear directly from the author himself, his glorification of Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Gosvāmī Mahārāja. He doesn't know, see, he does a program every day with a lot of people. So I looked at his YouTube channel and I saw it's like the room is full of people, and he finishes his program at 7:45 a.m. We finish our program at 8 a.m. India time. So he finishes at 7:45, but then he says sometimes there's questions and answers that goes on for a little while. So he'll probably join our program at maybe before 8, maybe it depends. If there's no questions and answers, then he can just join right away. Otherwise, it might be like 8 o'clock in the morning that he'll join our program. So it will go on a bit longer that day. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. And yeah, it might be on the 20th or 21st. He'll let me know, like by tomorrow, he'll let me know which day you'll be able to join. All right, so today we will read from My Beloved Masters by Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. I haven't read this yet myself. It's 4,000 words. And then I looked for Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's glorification of Śrīla Bhakti Santa Gosvāmī Mahārāja is 7,000 something words, which is a bit too long. Like that goes over an hour. So maybe, I don't know, maybe when we finish reading about Akinchana Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja, maybe we can start reading a little bit about Śrīla Bhakti Santa Gosvāmī Mahārāja so that we can finish that chapter tomorrow. I don't know. Let's see how we do on time. All right. So, Jai Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Okay, so receiving Diksha initiation. Oh, and this book that I'm reading from, My Beloved Masters, is available on vcvani.com, vcvani.com. And you can get, they have it in all different formats. You can get an EPUB so that you can put it on a Kindle or on any kind of application, book application. And they also have it in just normal text and also as a PDF and also in different languages. They have it in Hindi and yeah, I think some other Spanish and different languages like that. So yeah, if anybody wants to get this, and it's all free, completely free. One second, just looking. All right, oh, and Hare Krishna Nitai Mukeshji. Okay. Generally, Srila Prabhupada would grant Diksha mantras to aspiring devotees only on the specific recommendation of senior devotees. My Srila Gurudev would do that also. Prior to awarding Diksha, the birth names of the aspiring initiates would be noted in a register. Alongside each of those names, Srila Prabhupada would personally choose and write a suitable Vaishnava name to be conferred to each aspiring devotee. And Haribol, Ganga Mataji, and Vangshiwala Prabhu. Haribol. On the day Shishimad Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja was to receive Diksha, Srila Prabhupada had written down the name Sri Sarveshwar Das Brahmachari beside his previous name. When Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja presented himself in Srila Prabhupada's quarters to receive the mantras, a devotee mistakenly told him he would not be receiving Diksha that day. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja replied, "It is only appropriate that things proceed according to my adhikar, according to my qualification. It is quite sufficient for me to learn how to properly honor and chant the Harinam I have most mercifully received." Overhearing this, Srila Prabhupada awarded him Diksha, but changed the name he had written from Sarveshwar to Swadhikarananda, which means he who delights in his qualification. Very interesting, huh? Swadhikarananda. He who delights in his qualification. I wondered about that because I saw that his previous name was Swadhikarananda, but now I didn't realize there's a backstory to that. Okay. Simple living, high thinking. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja perfectly exemplified the maxim Sada Jivan Ucha Vichar. Oh, Sadha Jivan Ucha Vichar. Simple living, high thinking, which our Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada would say all the time. But now we know the Bengali. Sadha Jivan Ucha Vichar. On his upper body, he wore a patua, an armless shirt with 2 pockets sewn onto the front and around the waist. And around the waist, he wore a short knee-length cloth. In the winter, he found it sufficient to wrap himself in a simple blanket and go about his business. Although he always accepted others' gifts, he rarely used them himself. Instead, he would distribute them among the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja would say, Shri Narad Rishi instructed the hunter Mrigari to break and throw away his bow, give up all concerns for his livelihood, and simply perform bhajan. After promising he would arrange for all of Mrigari's necessities, Shri Narad Rishi left that place. When he returned 6 months later, Mrigari said, Gurudev, please do not send so many things. Shri Devarshi Narad told him to use whatever he needed and distribute the rest. I have taken the lesson of this story to heart. I consider all the items people give me as having been sent by my Guru Pad Padma as manifestations of his mercy. I never think that a particular person, per se, is giving these items to me. Rather, I consider such donors as postmen sent by my Gurudev to deliver various items on his behalf. Whatever I keep, and whatever I have no use for, I distribute to other devotees. Wow. So that's the ideal way to receive any donation or any kind of thing, if anybody gives it to you. I mean, we can't we have to act according to our swa adhikar, right? Like we just read. But also that's something to aspire for, that anything that comes to us, we see it as that person not giving it to us, but that no, Sri Gurudev is giving this, it's just using that person as a postman to deliver this thing to me, but it's actually coming from Sri Gurudev, to be in that kind of consciousness. His carefree detachment. A Vrajvasi once donated a piece of land to Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja in Ramanreti, Vrindavan. With the assistance of a few devotees, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja secured construction materials like bricks, gravel, sand, stone, and cement, and had them delivered to the site. However, when he visited the lands just a couple days before the scheduled cornerstone laying ceremony, the brother of the donor approached Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja and said, "The land my brother donated to you was not this lot, but actually the adjacent lot. Please construct your bhajan kutir over there." When Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja heard this, he said, "Forget it, brother. I have no need for a bhajan kutir. My god brothers have many places of their own, and they readily offer me shelter at their lotus feet. If I'm faced with issues before the construction of my own place has even begun, I can only imagine the grief I should expect in the future. Please keep this land for yourself. Hare Krishna." As Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja turned to leave, the man told him, at least take all your building materials with you. You can use them elsewhere." "Keep them," Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja replied. "They are now yours." When Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja told me about this incident, he remarked, "The nature of material possessions is such that the greed to own them causes conflict between even brothers." Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja was so detached that he was completely disinterested to meet the donor of that land even once. He thought it to be a waste of time. Wow. Anyways. Inspiring grand service while remaining possessionless. Now I'm starting to see why everybody would call him Akinchana Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja. Once, while Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja was visiting the house of Sri Banavadi Lal Singhaniya in Kolkata, he performed the kirtan throughout the entire night. In the morning, Sri Banavadi Lal Singhaniya's niece told her father, "Shrimati Radharani was dancing to the beat of Bābājī Mahārāja's kirtan the entire time he sang." Later that morning, when Sri Banavadi Lal Singhaniya ji tried to offer Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja a donation, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja said to him, "I have no need for anything. If you truly want to offer some service, then arrange to build a temple at the place of my Guru Padma's appearance in Sri Jagannath Puri, which Sri Madhav Maharaj has acquired." Sri Banavadi Lal Singhaniya ji began to cry. When his sister-in-law asked him why he was crying, he told her everything and considered, "I am sure the three of us, my father, my brother, and I, can manage to build a temple." After consulting with his family, it was decided they would surely construct a temple there. In this way, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja's encouragement and inspiration accomplished such a great service, though he himself was possessionless and maintained his life by begging alms. Wow, didn't know that story. And Manjuri's asking, is this family any relation of our Śrīla Gurudev Singhaniya ji? I think so, but I don't actually know for sure. I can confirm that. I'll ask and get that confirmed. But yeah, I'm guessing, yes. Haribol Chattamai Mataji and Brian, Hare Krishna. And Patita Pavani Didi, Hare Krishna. Okay. Sweetly welcoming a godbrother. In 1956, Guru Maharaj traveled to Mathura from Kolkata in a reserved coach accompanied by a large group of devotees to lead Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math's Sri Vrajmandal Parikrama. Along with Sri Dinabandhu Das Babaji Maharaj, Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja traveled to the Mathura railway station all the way from his residence at Śrīla Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir in Nandagram. When Guru Maharaj and his party arrived at the station, Śrīla Bābājī Maharaj jubilantly welcomed them by performing exceptionally beautiful Sankirtan and sweetly playing mridanga. He used to say, Sri Madhav Maharaj is especially venerable for having carefully protected the tradition of performing Sri Vrajmandal Parikrama, a practice Srila Prabhupada had earlier re-established. His heart-touching kirtan. In 1962, after the conclusion of the Kumbh Mela in Haridwar, it so happens that by chance, Guru Maharaj and the presiding Acharya of Sri Chaitanya Math traveled to Dehradun at the same time with separate preaching parties. Yeah, and we can hear in volcanic energy. There was quite some, some tension between Chaitanya Math and Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. I guess that's why he's just saying the Acharya of Chaitanya Math. Okay. It was during this time in Dehradun that Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja left the Sri Chaitanya Math party and, with his little bundle of bedding in hand, met with Guru Maharaj at Gita Bhavan. Guru Maharaj was just finishing his morning lecture when Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja arrived. Seeing him, Guru Maharaj became overwhelmingly delighted and called out, Bābājī Maharaj, Madhurena samapayet. With sweetness, we conclude. Please retire this assembly with your melodious kirtan. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja then sang Sakhe Kalaya Gauram Udaram. At that time, my godbrother Sri Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj said to me, Sanskrit kirtans like this do not suit the audience here. Who will understand its meaning? Only Nam kirtans like Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe will be appreciated. I did not respond to this, but remained silent. When Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja concluded the kirtan by chanting the Mahamantra, the in-charge of Gita Bhavan, an elderly gentleman wearing large pedant earrings, jumped to his feet and called out, Sonha, Sonha. What is he saying? I asked Sri Puri Maharaj. Sohana is Punjabi for very beautiful. I guess it's like Sundar, Sundar. So, Sohana, Sohana. I then asked, you were saying that Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja's kirtan would not be well received here, and that no one would understand it. If this is the case, why is the person saying very beautiful? Is he not Punjabi? Yes, he is Punjabi, he said, but I do not have an answer to your question. The next day, Guru Maharaj asked another person, an expert singer, to perform kirtan before his class. 2 minutes into the kirtan, the same elderly person stood up and with folded hands said, Please request Bābājī Maharaj to sing. Although we do not understand the words he sings, his voice touches our hearts. Guru Maharaj then asked Śrīla Bābājī Maharaj to perform kirtan. Śrīla Bābājī Maharaj sang Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, and Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite and Kṛṣṇadāsa Bhavantam Vande, and other Sanskrit kirtans. And everyone listening was immensely pleased. After the kirtan, I told Puri Maharaj, according to my understanding, there are 3 reasons these people appreciate Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja's kirtan, despite having no understanding of Sanskrit. Firstly, Bhagavan himself has said, Mad bhakta yatra gayanti tatra tishtami narada. I am present wherever my devotees sing my glories. Having become anyabhilashita shunyam, are free from even the slightest tinge of extraneous desires, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja performs kirtan from the core of his heart, and thereby engages in anukulyena krishnanushilan, a favorable activity performed purely for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. His kirtan is therefore fully capable of compelling Sri Bhagavan, the embodiment of bliss, to appear and turn this place into his residence, Goloka Vrindavan. When the embodiment of bliss is personally present, isn't it only logical that everyone present will experience bliss, directly or indirectly? Secondly, it is said, Smaranta smarayantascha mitto gogha haram harim, bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya bibhratyut pulakam tanum. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.31. The devotees remember and remind one another of Sri Hari, the remover of all misfortune. Thus, their devotion causes the appearance of devotion in others. Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya. Their devotion causes the appearance of devotion in others, and their bodies become agitated with ecstasy, with the hairs of their bodies standing on end. According to this verse, bhakti is infused in the heart by the bhakti already present in another's heart. This is a very key point in the first chapter of Madhurya Kadambini. Although language is essential in communicating matters of the heart, for one whose heart is devoid of bhakti, mere knowledge of language is insufficient to inspire bhakti in the hearts of others. Man, this is reminding me so much of two pastimes that we read in Sweet, Sweeter, Sweetest. This is like the perfect, yeah, anyways. This is what I was, actually, when we had that reading, this is what I was looking for. I wanted to read this because it was just so perfect. Same exact topic. It is only because of the pure bhakti present in the heart that one's words are infused with divine power. Only then is it possible for bhakti to be transmitted to the hearts of one's listeners. And only then will the listeners feel inspired to render devotional service. And this point is so important because, like, it's with Harikatha, it's not about the presentation, how beautifully it's presented, how nice, like how relevant it's made to us so that we can apply it in our lives, how how authentic it is, like what shastra you're taking from and how accurately you're describing everything. All these external things about the content is actually not, I mean, of course it should be in line with shastra and all that, but it doesn't mean that a good class was given if everything was explained in a really proper way and really beautiful and all that kind of stuff. Um, but it's about the bhakti that the words are. It's not about the words themselves. It's about the the person speaking them. How much the only to the degree of advancement he's made in bhakti, to the degree that he has bhakti, to that degree the words will have power. And it's not about the content. So our Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Gurudev, or somebody can speak something seemingly ordinary, not so profound or whatever, just any, and those words will have power to completely transform our lives. And another person could give the most amazing presentation, taking from all the Sandarbhas and from the Goswami's books and tying everything together and making it really understandable and relevant and like give the most amazing class in that way. But it can have zero power if the person doesn't have, if those words aren't infused with that bhakti. So it's a really important point. Thirdly, Babaji Maharaja's kirtan is the very embodiment of Śrīla Bhakti Vinoda Thakur's words. Hriday hoite bole, jivar agrete chale, shabda rupe kore nritya. Oh, this is a song, Krishna Nam Dhore Koto Bole. It's such a beautiful song. He says, when one speaks from one's heart, Krishna dances on one's tongue in the form of sound. It is for this reason that Babaji Maharaja's kirtan touches the hearts of those who hear it. I almost want to go back and read that thing from Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Gosvāmī Mahārāja, but no, I'm going to just move on. But it's a very beautiful pastime with him and the Chinese devotees, and also him with all these devotees from South America. Anyways, let's just continue on. We just read it a couple days ago, so I think many of you were here for that. All right, so his unpretentious, easygoing nature. And Dandavat Pranams Mahi Bharat Prabhu and Gargaraj Ji, Hare Krishna. And Tapas, is that okay? Yes, Haribo. His unpretentious, easygoing nature. That's Archana Mataji, right? Tapas, yeah. Okay, his unpretentious, easygoing nature. One time, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja joined our Vrajmandal Parikrama party while we were camped at Sri Brahmanda Ghat. At that time, I was charged with the service of managing suitable lodgings for the pilgrims and was staying in a rather humble shed-like structure. Upon seeing my simple shelter, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja decided it was favorable for his bhajan, and so he set up his bedding there, next to mine. I was immediately apprehensive. He is like a guru to me, I thought. It is inappropriate for me to stay with him as if he is some familiar roommate. Remaining honest, I humbly told him, Babaji Maharaj, your sleep is likely to be disturbed if you stay here, because I get up many times during the night to check on the camp patrol. Please allow me to arrange a more suitable place for you. No, Śrīla Bābājī Maharaj said. You will not disturb me. Perform your service without worry for my comfort. During those nights together, I observed that no matter how many times I got up and came back, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja would be sitting upright in his mosquito net, chanting Harinam Mahamantra the whole night through. He chanted in a very soft voice, so as not to disturb the devotees nearby. He was always incredibly sensitive and considerate when it came to the convenience of devotees. His exemplary humility. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja always remained equipoised. He did not respond to praise with immodest gushing like milk boiling over, or by becoming puffed up like an inflated balloon. Nor would he flare up into a fit of rage at criticism. Nor would he flare up into a fit of rage at criticism. In either situation, he would simply say, Hare Krishna, and move on. I like that. He wouldn't respond to praise with immodest gushing like milk boiling over. Okay. Oh no, stop it. Oh. Okay. So in either situation, he'd simply say Hare Krishna and move on. Once one of his godbrothers wrote him an insulting letter in language quite unbefitting a Vaishnav. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja responded by saying, O Vaishnav Thakur, you have written the truth because you really love and care for me. Previously, you used to encourage me through praise, but through your recent letter, you have bestowed your most sincere mercy upon me. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja was always absorbed in the most exemplary humility. A friend to all. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja was Ajata Shatru. In other words, he never considered anyone to be his adversary. Ajat means unborn, and Shatru means enemy. So his enemy has not yet taken birth. He has no enemies. So he never considered anyone to be his adversary. Although he divided most of his time between the association of Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj, he would freely visit all his godbrothers without any inhibition whatsoever. Especially, he had a very close relationship with Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, right? He was at Śrīla Prabhupada's, if I remember correctly, he was at Śrīla Prabhupada's sannyas ceremony doing kirtan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was there for that. The bonds between Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja and Guru Maharaj was especially thick. His postcards to Guru Maharaj would always begin with the words, to the supremely merciful Shripad Madhav Maharaj. And they never consisted of more than a couple sentences. Those who read his letters or heard him speak were thoroughly convinced that he was entirely indifferent to discussing worldly matters. performing kirtan during Guru Maharaja's disappearance pastime. Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja was well known for savoring the taste of Krishna Nam, as he was constantly performing kirtan wherever he went. He was particularly keen on performing kirtan of Sri Krishna Nam Mahamantra, and he would become so overjoyed to hear others chanting it that his eyes and face would blossom. A few days before Guru Maharaj manifested his disappearance pastime, Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja came to the Kolkata branch of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. Every day during his stay, he would sit nearby Guru Maharaj and deeply absorb himself in performing kirtan. The night before Guru Maharaj entered Nitya Leela, Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja performed Hari Kirtan in the Gaudiya library adjoining Guru Maharaj's Bhajan Kutir all night long in a mood of painful separation. When Sri Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Gosvāmī Mahārāja heard of this, he said, "I too wish to leave this world while listening to the kirtan of Sri Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja, who is perfected in chanting the holy name." When Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja saw that Guru Maharaj's disciples were suddenly without shelter, he would overwhelm us with boundless affection and encouraged us from the core of his heart to preach the message of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga, mercifully granting me the opportunity to serve him. Once, when Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja enacted the pastime of becoming ill, I stayed with him for some days after he was admitted to a hospital in Delhi. When I was informed I had to leave for some other urgent service, I engaged my godbrother Sri Naveen Madan Brahmachari in his service. After completing my service elsewhere, I returned to the hospital to serve Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja. Upon my arrival, he softly told me, "When you serve me, I do not feel the slightest bit awkward or hesitant. I prefer your service over that of all others." By enacting the pastime of falling ill, Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja, who would rarely accept service from anyone, bestowed great blessings upon me by granting me the opportunity to serve him. Okay, so that is Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's glorification. And now we are reading the glorification in the wake of Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja's disappearance, composed under the editorship of Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. Nam Siddha. Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja appeared in a highly educated, respected family of physicians. He attended Dhaka University and completed a Bachelor of Arts degree before taking shelter of the most worshipful Srila Prabhupada's holy feet, sometime between 1925 and 1926. The brahmachari name his Gurudev gave him was Sri Swadhikarananda Das Brahmachari. In the Math, we have long since and repeatedly witnessed Śrīla Bhakti Mahārāja's profound attachment to performing Nam Bhajan day and night. He also possessed a remarkably powerful memory. We were always amazed to hear the many Sanskrit prayers and hymns he would recite, which were so numerous that it would be impossible to cover them all. In a full month of non-stop recitation. He memorized by heart Sri Krishna Karnamrita. Wow, the entire Krishna Karnamrita. Wow, Ras Panchadhyaya, the entire Ras Panchadhyaya. Brahma Stuti, Stavavali of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and many songs from Stavamala, Srila Rupa Goswami, Virudhavali, Vilap Kusmanjali is also from Stavavali, and many more Sanskrit compositions. He would somehow recite all these prayers daily and chant 100,000 names of Bhagavan. Just on this topic, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Goswami Mahārāja wrote the Prem Dham Deva Stotram. Yeah. And Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja would recite that all from memory. And it's very long. It's like a whole book. They've made it into a whole book, like a booklet. It's like this thick. Yeah, and he has that all memorized, and there's recordings of him singing it. Really beautiful. Actually, Padmanabha Maharaj told a story with Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja in this regard. And I put it on my Vine of Devotion YouTube channel. Maybe I can find that afterwards. I also gave a clip of him singing that. So yeah, maybe at the end I'll look for that. We'll see how much time we have. Okay, so he would somehow recite all these prayers daily and chant 100,000 names of Bhagavan. Pujapad Tridandi Goswami, Srimad Bhakti Hriday Ban Maharaj, used to call him Nam Siddha, or realized in the holy names. His Sanskrit pronunciation was strikingly beautiful, as well as crystal clear, and his voice was very sweet. He was also proficient in playing mridanga. Yeah, and you can hear in all the recordings of him doing kirtan, there are many recordings, and he's playing mridanga in all of them. And the mridanga style is just so cool. It's so unique, and different beats that I've like it's like it's not a two beat, it's not a three beat. I don't know so much about music stuff like that, but it's nothing that I've ever heard us ever play before. um, and yeah, it's very, very cool if you ever get a chance to hear. Um, Never inclined to argue. Srila Babaji Maharaja's Vaishnav humility and renunciation were exemplary, and his character was pious and dignified. Never was there a day when he was seen expressing anger, violence, or hatred. If anyone would say anything to him in anger, he would simply respond with Hare Krishna and laugh. He just go Hare Krishna and laugh. He was never inclined to argue with anyone. Can think of a better way to diffuse a situation. If somebody gets angry, you just Hare Krishna and laugh. A prime recipient of Bhakti Devi's mercy. The scriptures state, Krishna Bhakti Krishna Gun Sakali Sanchare. Shri Krishna infuses his devotees with all of his qualities. This was always glaringly apparent in Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja's character. He was a prime recipient of the mercy of Bhakti Devi, the goddess of devotion, who is the empress of all virtues. All the demigods took up residence within him, as he is replete with all good qualities. His beautiful mouth pronounced the names of Hari at every moment. And then Ajata Shatru. Practically all of the Vaishnavas of the Math loved Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja. Srimad Bhakti Dait Madhav Maharaj had great affection for him. Drawn by his affection, Bābājī Mahārāja resided in many of his mats and participated in various festivals and pilgrimages, thus repeatedly pleasing Sri Madhav Maharaj. Prior to entering into his unmanifest pastimes at his Bhajan Kutir in Nandagram, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja used to stay at our Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math branch in Sri Dham Vrindavan. However, his most beloved place to perform bhajan was a tiny secluded chamber in the original Akar Mataraj Sri Chaitanya Math in Sri Dham Mayapur on the third floor of the Bhakti Vijay Bhavan, the Bhajan Kutir of Srila Prabhupada. Aside from there, in whichever mat he visited among the many mats all over India, he would always look for a quiet place to perform his bhajan. He was the living example of the words of the great personalities before us. Dekho bhai naam bina dina nahi jai. Look, brother, let not a single day go by without the chanting of Nam. He never spent his time in useless conversation. He was ajata shatru. That is, he never considered anyone as his enemy. His enemy had not yet taken birth. Today, the more I remember him, the deeper and deeper I feel his absence, and my heart becomes exceedingly distraught. During parikrama, I often had the good fortune of sharing lodgings with him. It was then I saw how he sat and chanted Nam throughout the night and recited the countless verses he knew. Now, so Śrīla Bhakti Gosvāmī is also saying how he would stay up the entire night chanting and reciting countless verses. Although he would sing the holy names while playing mridanga for the entire distance of our parikrama, I never saw him become even a little fatigued. He was always smiling, constantly immersed in contemplation of Bhagavan. And Hare Krishna Gargaraj ji and Dandavat Pranams, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj. Hari Bol. Okay, constantly immersed in contemplation of Bhagavan. Many wealthy people would give Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja money and expensive things, but he would never keep any of it for himself. Instead, he would distribute those items for the service of Bhagavan and the Vaishnavas. He usually wore just a short knee-length garment around his waist, and he kept a simple bed mat and sheet. He gladly went through the harsh cold of winters with a simple blanket, while wearing an ever-smiling face. Oh, yeah. So he'd only have a simple blanket, but he'd be wearing an ever-smiling face, always satisfied at heart. A person who is constantly immersed in contemplation of Bhagavan does not notice the goings-on around him. The personification of Trinadapi Sunichena. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja was never eager for any material gain, worship, or prestige. Indeed, he did not long for such things at all. It was as if he was the personification of the Trinadapi verse, as instructed by Sriman Mahaprabhu. Alas, now that I have lost the company of such an exemplary Vaishnav, who took such great delight in the worship of the holy names, who knows how long I will have to endure the hellish torture of this unlucky life on this earthly plane. A propagator of the Maha Mantra. The stickers Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja printed in Hindi and Bengali about the principle of Kirtaniya Sadahari and Maha Mantra can be seen almost everywhere in Sri Vrajamandal, in many places in Sri Gauramandal and Sri Kshetra Mandal, as well as in almost all of our branches of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. So they'd be sticking these stickers all over the place. Reading or even seeing these stickers always brings to mind sweet memories of him. There are also many places in Vraj where he propagated these teachings by means of stone etchings. His very dear songs. Very dear to Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja were the many songs written by the presiding Acharya of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math and Sri Dham Navadip, the most venerable Tridandi Swami, Śrīmad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Gosvāmī Mahārāja, such as Shri Srila Prabhupada Padmastavaka, there's a recording of him singing that, Śrīmad Bhakti Vinod Viraha Dashakam, Shri Daita Dasa Dashakam, Shri Srimad Gaur Kishore Namaskar Dashakam, and the 70 verses of Shri Shri Prem Dham Deva Stotra, especially the following verse. And if I find this video that I made on YouTube, we can hear him singing this. Yeah. How did he sing it? It's like, Krishna, 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 Nama, Kirtanam. No, I can't think of any. Whatever, I'm just going to make it up. Rama, Rama, Gana, Ramya, Devya, Chanta, Nartanam. O Yatra, Yatra, Krishna, Nama, Dana, Loka, Nistaram. Prema, Dama, Deva, Meva, Nomi, Gora, Sundaram. That's verse 22 of Sri Prem Dham Deva Stotram. The meaning is, I venerate that Lord, the abode of love, Gaura Sundar, who always danced as he sang the names Krishna, 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 and Rama, Rama in beautiful melodies. Wherever he went, he bestowed the names of Krishna and delivered the people of that place. He often sang the above verse as well as one of the lines from Sri Srila Prabhupada's song Vaishnav Ke. Koro Uchai Sware Hari Nama Rava. Chant the names of Sri Hari at the top of your voice. His indomitable enthusiasm for practicing and preaching Sri Harinam. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja printed a small booklet containing a collection of teachings of Sriman Mahaprabhu and his dear associates, the Goswamis, regarding Nam Bhajan. He would distribute this booklet everywhere free of charge and give it to others to distribute as well. He was possessed of indomitable enthusiasm when it came to the practice of preaching, when it came to the practice and preaching of Sri Harinam. Krishna was very merciful to have granted us the fortune of associating with a Vaishnava so dedicated to the holy names. Today it is a matter of great misfortune that we have been deprived of his company. But as it is said, Svatantra Krishna Icha Hoilo Sangha Bhanga. It is by the independent will of Krishna that my association with him has been severed. Our last interaction. During Vrajmandal Parikrama last Kartik, when we had his audience at the same Bhajan Kutir in Nandagram, he repeatedly declared, I will not go anywhere else. Nandagram was time and again the place he chose as most favorable for his bhajan. Hence, Sri Hari, who is a wish-fulfilling tree, granted him the eternal shelter of his lotus feet at that very place. Being a Vaishnav, Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja saw no faults in others. All I pray is that he may, out of his good nature, purify me of the various offenses and mistakes I committed at his feet, either knowingly or unknowingly. Our prayer at his lotus feet. It is our misfortune that one by one, Sri Srila Prabhupada's intimate associates are all leaving to that eternal abode to render eternal service at his beautiful lotus feet, thereby depriving us of the great fortune of their company. As Śrīla Bābājī Mahārāja has recently entered those eternal pastimes, my sole prayer at his lotus feet is to accord me the ability to very soon serve the lotus feet of my eternally worshipful Guru Pad Padma. His attempt to educate us. By leaving this world, Srila Prabhupada's disciples are attempting to educate us. As it is said, Shesha Stavaram Ichanti Kim Ashcharyam Ata Param. The greatest wonder is that people think that they will live forever despite the inevitability of death. Or as Lakshman has said, Nishvase Naiva Vishvasa Kada Ruddho Bhavishyati. One cannot trust when one might stop breathing. But we are so unfortunate that even after listening and witnessing these lessons, we are unable to learn them and thus continue to act in ignorance. This was published in Sri Chaitanya Vani, Year 22, Volume 4. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Jai Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja ki Jai. Okay, there are 5 minutes left, and I think this is a very short thing that Padmanabha Maharaj spoke. I think it would be less than 5 minutes, just like a couple minutes, and then you can also hear a recording of him singing that Prem Dam Deva Stotram. So let me just find it really quickly. Just going to YouTube. I think I posted it on Vine of Devotion, my Vine of Devotion channel. 1 second, Vine of Devotion. Videos. Yes, I did. Okay, I got it right here. Here, I'll share my screen. Wait. Share sound. Optimize for video sharing. Okay, now you should be able to hear it. Right. This is my Vine of Devotion YouTube channel. It's right here if anybody wants to see the whole thing. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Okay.
The birthplace of Śrīla Sridhar Maharaj and it's called poetry.
Actually, I'm just going to start
and it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Golden Volcano of Divine Love is the title. Why is that the title? Anyone can guess? Because Śrīla Sridhar Maharaj wrote an epic poem, 72 verses, I believe it was, Prema Dhamma Deva Stotram, in Sanskrit, incredible poetry. exactly in perfect meter that Rupa Goswami used in some of his poetry. And it was so beautifully written that his godbrother, well-known perfected soul, Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja, he was discovered by Śrīla Sridhar Maharaj to sometimes be going to visit his birthplace, Śrīla Sridhar Maharaj's birthplace, which is a village right here in Gauramandala, and it's called Hapaniya. So Śrīla Sridhar Maharaj, because he's his godbrother, Babaji Maharaj, why you are going? I heard you are going there. I'm getting reports, because Śrīla Sridhar's family members are there, so he would get reports that he's circumambulating the birthplace of Śrīla Sridhar Maharaj and all of that, taking the dust on his head. So Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja answered, I consider the poetry that you have written to be practically on the same level as Śrīla Rupa Goswami. And he loved to sing many verses. I think he probably had memorized the entire Prema Dhamma Devi Stotram. And he used to sing key verses from that all the time in his kirtan, in the middle of his kirtan.
Vijñāna Sāgaram Prema Dhama Devameva Naumi Gaura Sundaram.
Anyway, Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, he has played, and to this day and into the future.
All right, that's all I wanted to show. So yeah, so beautiful. All right, that's our program for today. And I'll just end with a short Mahamantra. And yeah, tomorrow we'll celebrate Śrīla Bhakti Santa Goswami Mahārāja's appearance day. So, all right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai. Oh, Guru Nishta is saying, I wonder if anybody has pictures of those stickers. It'd be so cool to reproduce them. That would be so cool. Oh my God. Yeah. Anybody knows of any pictures of those stickers that you took out, let us know. That would be awesome. All right. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Jai Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti Balabhatirtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti Daita Madhav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Jai Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja ki Jai, Tatiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the associates of Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsidevai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees. My father is saying, my father Rishabdev Prabhu, he's saying, Bābājī Mahārāja was known to tell the disciples of our Prabhupada that he was the greatest acharya of the world. Wow, very nice. And Haribo Sukada Mataji, Haribo. All right, Dandavat Pranams. Let's see who's all here. Dandavat Pranams, Dandari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Manjari Didi, my father, Rishabdev Prabhu, and my mother, Nischinta Devi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nitai Mukeshji, Chatamai Mataji, Brian, Tapas, I think that's Archana Mataji, right? Guru Nishta Prabhu, Haribo, Guru Nishta, and Amit Kumar, Hare Krishna. And then Meena Podel, Ganga Mataji, Vangshi Wala Prabhu, Patita Pavani Didi, and Shipad Mahi Bharat Prabhu, and Gargaraj Ji, and Shipad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams Maharaj, and Shukura Mataji, and all the other devotees, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, all the other devotees who are there. A lot of devotees today. Dandavat Pranams, and also pranams to all devotees watching in the future. Haribo. So that's, our program for today. If any, tomorrow we will celebrate the appearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Santa Gosai Maharaj. There's a lot to read about him. Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji.
I just wanted to ask you regarding this month about the Tulsi Jala Dana, that there is the two prayers, Vrinda Devi Astakam and Keshava Astakam. So I wanted to ask you, because is one like the prayers of Vrinda Devi is like glorifying Vrinda as a Saki, and the other one is glorifying as the pastime of Vrindavan. Is that's the mood like that? And I wanted to know if both of them they were chanting in our mat. I don't know.
Okay, so I can't give like any kind of deep explanation because I haven't heard anything, and so anything I say would just be like my own speculation. But and there isn't like, I don't think there's any. There is a whole section in Hari Bhakti Vilas about Keshav Vrat. It's in a book that was printed by Radhe Kunj at the end of the book, and I just found it and I shared it with somebody, but I didn't actually read it yet, so I can't. We can look at it now though if we want to see what it says in Hari Bhakti Vilas about Keshav Vrat. But I don't think there are any specific kirtans like you must sing this. It's just a lot of devotees I know sing Keshav. What is it? Keshav Ashtakam, written by Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, because it's, well, Keshav Dev, and this is Keshav Vrat, so kind of makes sense. And also, this month we worship Tulsi, and it's called Tulsi Dhara, like Tulsi, whatever. It's like in the if you look in the Bengali calendar and all the calendars, this is the month where we serve Keshav with a continuous. No, we water Tulsi with a continuous flow of water. And so they put
Jaladana, Tulsi Jaladana.
Yes.
Yeah,
and we worship Keshav Dev with Tulsi leaves. It's also in Tulsi's Pranam mantra, right? It's like in two of her mantras, right? We say Krishna Bhakti Vijñāna. No, and then what's the mantra for picking Tulsi? God, when I'm on the spot, my mind goes blank. But Chayanor Bhavadukam Chayadhriti Tavavartate Takshma. No. The one before that. Anyways, whatever. My mind's going blank right now.
I can look.
It says I'm picking this for the pleasure of Keshav. And so
yeah. And one thing,
Keshav. Yeah, sorry. What?
Where do you find the melody of the Keshavastaka, the tune?
That one I just made it up. I kind of like, it's similar. It was like inspired by Gurudev's Mangalacharan, like before Gurudev's class, that Mangalacharan. That's kind of what inspired it. It's not exactly that same melody, but it's kind of inspired by that melody. And then I looked everywhere online to find, because the meter is called Prithvi. And I was trying to find anything sung. I could find recitations of the Prithvi meter, but not with any beat, just like recited. And so I wanted to try to figure out a way that we could play instruments to it. And so I kind of just made something up, but it's according to the proper meter. Like it fits all the short and long syllables, but I'm not sure if it's like the best way to do it. It's just the way that I figured out that would still keep the same meter. And but yeah, I'm very eager to hear like an authentic recital of Prithvi in a meter that can be played with instruments. So if anybody knows of anything, let me know. Oh, and the other day I for one of my friends I made this. I made a little. I did the first verse here. Let's see if I can find it. It's right here. Here. Prithvi meter for Keshavashtakam. See, so that's the short syllables is blue, and then the long syllables is orange. And so then you can see Nava Priyakamanjari Rachita Karna Pura Shriyam. Na 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 na, like that. So yeah. I can share this with you, Sarveshwari Mataji, if you want. That might be helpful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Also, if anybody wants to see that part from Hari Bhakti Vilas about Keshav Vrat, let me know and I can send it to you. I have a PDF. I got it. I found it online. It's from a Radhe Kunj publication, but they have the whole section from Hari Bhakti Vilas at the end of it. So,
Yes, yes, if you can send, yes, just to see just general information. Yes.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Haribo.
Well,
Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I stop the stream for today? Nuri Hari Prabhu or Bhavatarini Mataji or Dad or anybody, any of you have darshan of Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja? I'm not sure if my dad can turn on the mic. I've never seen him on Zoom before. So, anyhow, all right. Yeah, so we'll end our program here for today and see you all tomorrow. Haribo. Chatamai Mataji, I can send you the things that I mentioned. If you send me a WhatsApp message, I can respond to the WhatsApp message. Otherwise, I'll forget to do it. And yeah, send me a message. It's easy for me to respond. All right. Haribo. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. I'm guessing maybe Sajan Maharaj or also Mahi Bharat Prabhu maybe had darshan of Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Mahārāja. Right.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes. No.
Actually, Bhatarini, that's on the other phone. She did because it was during the disappearance of our beloved spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, that Kṛṣṇadāsa came to, and he did kirtan. But can you tell them you met Kṛṣṇadāsa?
Oh,
Bābājī?
no, I didn't actually meet him, but he was there when Srila Prabhupada left. And after Prabhupada entered Samadhi, they asked everyone to leave the room and to go into the temple room and stay up all night. And they brought Srila Prabhupada's form and put it on the Vyasasan. And we all were sitting on the floor. And Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī began to sing Jaya Nela Premadana. And he couldn't. He was so choked up. He was crying. So Srila Narayan Maharaj, Gurudev, he sang. And he also sang Shri Guru Charana Padma.
Wow, amazing. And there are a couple recordings of Gurudev singing Jaya Nila Premadana. I wonder if it was that time when Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī Maharaj wasn't able to continue singing and then Gurudev took over. I wonder if that's the recording of Gurudev singing Jaya Nila Premadana that we have.
I wonder.
It could be. It could be. But that's the first time I ever saw Srila Gurudev. I'd seen Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī walking in and out of Prabhupada's quarters. But I actually, up until I started associating with Srila Gurudev, I actually thought he sang Jayanela Premadana because I couldn't see him. I could see him at first, and then I couldn't see him. I saw him choking up, but I couldn't see him later. So when I watched a video, it wasn't until Srila Narayan Maharaj told me that he sang it because Kṛṣṇadāsa Maharaj couldn't sing it. And then I saw, oh, that's what's happening in the video, and then I remembered.
Amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
He also he took over. Srila Prabhupada told him to for Gurudev to take care of everything for his samadhi. So after the sun rose, Gurudev led a kirtan with Srila Prabhupada's form on a palanquin, and we went to the 7 temples, and we also went to visit some shopkeepers that were very dear to Prabhupada, and some houses. And everywhere we went, people would come out and offer arti to Srila Prabhupada's form. And so and he led the entire kirtan and played the mridanga and chanted.
Wow.
And Kṛṣṇadāsa Bābājī, I didn't see him on the kirtan, but that doesn't mean he wasn't on the kirtan.
Yeah, you're behind. Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And over the years, I'd get glimpses of him, but I never actually met him. But
you didn't have interaction with him, but you had his darshan from a distance.
Right, yeah. Right. But Ladini Shakti, the one from Spain, she actually had some darshans with him and asked him several things, and he told her to chant 3 lakhs of rounds a day.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Wow.
So
our Guru Varga always speaks in the highest ideal, right? They don't settle for anything less. Wow.
Okay. So
thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for all the sharing. Yes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
All right, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees. See you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.